Although Michael Skinner is almost 6 years old, he weighs little more than a child of 2. He has problems swallowing food and has been coming to the Children's Hospital for treatment ever since he was born.
Basically because he's been coming in so often and for so long, people know him. Very much a character anyway, with his big blue eyes and his, his demanding personality and his obsession with Postman Pat.
I love a Postman Pat. It's finished. This one's finished. I want a different one on.
Well, you try eating some tea while I put a video on. All right.
It's Postman Pat again.
Yeah, but you've got to eat your tea first. You can't keep watching telly and not eat tea. All right?
I am. So stop fibbing. She's a little fibber.
He's had 3 operations on his esophagus. When he was born, his gullet ended blindly and then started again with a connection coming off his windpipe. And I was able to join the gullet together, but it healed with a very severe narrowing.
Yours in a minute.
He came in to us on this admission when he was said to be vomiting, and my impression was he wasn't actually vomiting, he was just failing to get any food into his stomach.
You feel sick? Yeah. Have a little drink of water for me.
Michael has had so many problems, physical, emotional, because quite apart from anything else, he's probably going to be permanently small. He probably has quite a bit of potential for catch-up, but it's unlikely that he will get up to average height. You don't if you've lost too much at the beginning.
He had lost some weight, and so it's quite important that we build that weight back on. This is Michael's overnight feed, and basically this just gives him the extra calories that he's not managing to take during the day. And it runs through this pump system and into a tube, into his tummy. Oh, splash everywhere. So it just bypasses him having to swallow it.
I think I've missed Postman Pat.
Oh dear.
What before when I stuff come up?
I don't know, it depends what everybody else wants to watch really, doesn't it?
It might be Rosie and Jim.
Rosie and Jim.
It's a kind of milk, but it's got a lot of nutrients in it that you would normally have in a balanced diet. So it's just everything else that he doesn't actually manage to get in himself. It's good stuff. Helps you put weight on, doesn't it, Mikey? Mm. Cover you up then. Snug as a bug. Okay.
It's late in the evening, and 6-year-old Spike Weisel has been brought to the hospital in a critical condition. He's been knocked down by a car while playing outside his home in Mansfield. He has serious injuries to his leg and head.
That's his skull fracture.
Yeah.
That's a bit worrying because it's right up the back of the head and it goes down right down to the foramen magnum.
Mm.
We did a lumbar spine up here because he got bruises over the back of his spine just to check his lower spine was okay. Redid his chest and redid his neck. We did his abdo as well because he's paralysed and ventilated. And he's obviously got a fractured left femur which has been put in a Thomas splint after that.
His injuries are 2 really. He's had a bash on his leg that's broken one of his leg bones, one of his femurs, and he's in a splint for that. But the other injury he has, which is obviously the more worrying injury, is that he's had an injury to his head. He's got a fracture of his skull at the back. On the x-rays that we've done, particularly on the CAT scan that we've done, you can see the fracture quite nicely. And the force of the injury fracturing his skull has been severe enough to cause a certain amount of bleeding within his skull and to produce a bit of swelling to his brain. I never like to paint too good a prognosis with children with head injuries because good signs at the start can sometimes disappoint you. The overall recovery from head injuries is a thing that takes weeks, months, years.
Spike's mother has had to wait over 2 hours to see her son.
He's not totally conscious, though.
No, we've actually given him drugs that have made him completely sedated, so he's asleep, and also drugs that have paralysed him, so that we can actually do the breathing for him, so he won't actually be moving at the moment.
He's normally pretty tough.
Is he a keen footballer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other sports?
No.
Not really. Little rogue.
Very little rogue.
Yeah.
Mind you, I won't like to change him.
No, that's him, isn't it? Yeah.
I like him where he swears.
Does he?
Swears and, you know.
Knows how to stick up for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes a good scrap.
Hi, Chief calling you. Ask him what you want.
What do you want? I'll just do it now.
You just moved it.
Bye.
They wanted to connect extra pipes earlier on this morning. So, you know, this one, and I just couldn't sit and watch it. So I had a little walk round and then went to try and go to sleep. It's just an horrible thing. You feel like it's close to end. What if they can't revive him? And if I lost him, I think you can have more children, but you cannot replace the one you lost.
It was a small leak. It was very light, isn't it? Very light indeed. We don't really want him to be quite as light and quite as awake as this at the moment. We need him to not be coughing and struggling to fight.
Yeah.
So we're going to increase the amount of sedation he gets to keep him still for the next 24, 48 hours. Yeah. Okay. There's no magic drug you can give to heal brains or anything like that. The body's got to heal it as best it can over the course of time. All you can do is provide the best conditions for that to take place. And that's why he's on the ventilator. It keeps him well oxygenated. The drugs he's on keep him from moving, which means that you're not sort of pushing the pressure up inside his skull and causing any further damage to his brain. You're basically resting him as much as you can and giving his brain a chance to get over the acute insult. There's not a lot that isn't being done that can be done. And it's going to be another day or two before we really know what's going on.
Can you bring up plasma pipe with you?
Michael talks to his mum on the phone, and she does get here when she can.
Yeah.
I suppose we're sort of like substitute parents in a way for him while he is in Sheffield. His mum lives in Grimsby, as you rightly said, and it's not easy for her to get over. She's got other children, so while he's here, he sort of latches on to key people, and we sort of take care of his every needs really while he's here.
Yeah.
Are you going to take Postman Pat? So he can go to theatre with you?
Why?
Why? Don't you want to take him? No, we'll leave him up here then, to keep your bed warm. Yeah?
No, I don't want him to smell the smell.
All right then. Okay.
Michael needs to have his gullet widened so that the food he eats can get to his stomach. It's an operation he's had more than 30 times since he was born, and he knows the routine only too well.
It's not a mask, is it?
Well, no, we can do it without a mask.
Your face, Mike.
The other night I sat and cried for about 2 hours. Everybody's bought him presents.
Yeah, so you told me last night. And that's when I cracked up.
All they've done is they've had a whip round the sweet stalls and bought them.
chocolate, sweet. I don't think he'll be able to chew on any of these with pipes in.
No.
Especially sweet.
No, but it's all they bought it, you know.
Lollipops. Stick them on for me when it fits. But I'll not be able to fit any clothes on for a little while. If he starts waking up, you want me to get your tissues. You want me in a fit state to talk to him.
That has gone through into his stomach. Yes, keep going. No, that one is not going. Each one is bigger than the one before it, because the tip is the size of the one that went in before, and then it widens out. That's big enough. You can eat a reasonable meal through a hole that size. It should last at least 4 weeks before we need to do it again. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. What I'm going to do, Mum, is just do some suction, give him some saline, see what's down on his chest.
Meanwhile, Spike's condition has taken a turn for the worse. One of his lungs has collapsed, and he's developed a bad chest infection. Doctors can't assess the seriousness of the injury to his brain until this is sorted out.
We need to suck out any phlegm, any sputum that's down there on his chest, and we need to do it for him because of his inability to cough. So all I was doing was disconnecting him from the ventilator momentarily, and then just putting a suction catheter down to clear any secretions. Otherwise they'd build up and up and up, and he'd get pneumonia fairly quickly. The chest x-ray that we took after we changed the tube showed a right upper lobe collapse. By about 5 o'clock this evening, his secretion was beginning to build up.
He's cheeky, boisterous like any other boy, but I don't think I can really rest myself until he's actually come round. I spoke to him, and I don't care even if he shouts at me, you know, as long as I know he's gonna be all right.
Spike needs a physiotherapist to help clear his chest, but too much pressure could affect his brain.
And that's just a bit of salty water which helps loosen the secretions up a bit because they're quite sticky. That's his blood pressure, and it's about 120/70 at the moment. And I don't want that to come up too much because that could have an effect on the pressure inside his head. And we want to keep that as low as possible at the moment.
That's because you're passing.
Hello, Children's Hospital. Miss Walker, Secretary.
Hospital managers in Sheffield claim it's the biggest shake-up in the city's healthcare since the birth of the NHS. The unions claim it could cost lives.
Children's wards at the nearby Northern General are being closed, and all paediatric services are being moved to the Children's Hospital. Richard Jevons has been chief executive for 9 months. He must now oversee plans to rebuild the Children's Hospital while deciding what should be done with the staff moving from the Northern.
We're going to need fewer doctors at certain grades, aren't we? That's what you've told me in the past.
Are you just letting me down gently?
No, I don't have a preconceived view about this. I just interpret that. So instead of running instead of running 3 middle grade and junior rotas, we're going to be running 2.
These proposals can't go ahead without the considerations of the staff being taken into account, and also ensuring that the facilities here are adequate in quality and in size to take the additional work which will have to be undertaken here.
There's going to be nowhere else for the children to go if this hospital is full, so we're going to have to be in the position of never being full.
You ready?
Michael is beginning to gain weight, but before he can go home, he must start eating bigger and more regular meals, without which his food pipe will quickly contract.
Put it all on, haven't you?
Oh, brilliant. That's the heaviest he's ever been. Because, I mean, that, you know, on his growth chart, I mean, a year ago, we did that, do you know what I mean? We got the same nice little
blip up.
Yeah.
And then it's just gone back down again.
Yeah.
Yummy, scrummy in your tummy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Why is that? Cheese is nice.
I think it's horrible.
It's horrible?
Yeah.
Oh. Sometimes I feel that Michael, if he's upset about something, he can vomit if he wants to. And obviously that's distressing for him, but it's distressing for the family. Sometimes when he doesn't get his own way. Do you think that's fair?
What?
Sometimes? No, never, never.
Michael's mother and grandmother have arrived from Grimsby to see him. It's a difficult 2-hour journey, but they try and come at least once a week.
Organ meringue. 3401. Wait a minute, she's here, look. I bet she won't recognise you with your mask on. You won't guess who he is, would you? Excuse me.
With him being in so long, he doesn't want to come home. When he comes in, he doesn't want to come home because he's got hospital ways, you see.
So does what he can so he can come back, doesn't he?
Yeah, when he comes home. He's
spoiled by the nurses.
I think he actually thinks the hospital is his home more than his own home. He's a loner when he's at home. If he goes out in the garden, if the kids go out in the garden in the summer, he just goes to the fence and stands at the fence. He doesn't play. So it's been like having him, but not having him, I suppose, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit like having him and having him adopted, I suppose, really, and just getting him back every so often. Or, I mean, we do miss him when he's not there. We know he's not there.
Oh, I say it's dinner time still. Can I just introduce myself? My name's Frances. I'm a dietitian that looks after Michael. What's Michael like with his food at home?
He's terrible.
Is he?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, he just starts it and he's no sooner got a mouthful than he's fetching it back again.
Right, so he's sick quite a lot.
About 3 weeks ago, he went about 4 days and he did really well. He eat everything in sight.
Yeah.
And then he just goes straight off for days. Yeah.
When he goes home, he always seems to lose weight. What's the problem with feeding him?
Some days are late and sometimes he won't.
Well, he always gets very thin. That's what's...
Yeah, he doesn't put out of general hospital now.
What do you think the problem is?
I don't know. Because you lot pump things into him while he's here, where I ain't got the pump.
Yes, but he should be able to come off that now that he's made up what he lost. Because the way in which he has lost weight is really a considerable worry. Unless he keeps his weight up and manages to get fed, it is going to make him shorter and cause all sorts of problems later on. I mean, he's small enough as it is.
I mean, the plans for reconfiguring this to take the services from the Northern General involve really only leaving the outside walls.
Yes.
And everything on the inside is demolished. And we just start again on the inside. So we've got in the whole lot.
Yeah.
And completely relaying it, reorganising.
What happens with the main entrance?
The main entrance is moving to the back of the hospital now. And obviously, in terms of planning this, the main problem is what do you do with the patients while you're gutting the buildings.
Yes.
She started twitching earlier on.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah.
How is he as regards his conscious level and his neurological state?
Conscious level, he is still sedated, but he's waking up. I mean, he's starting to...
Spike's chest has improved, and doctors can concentrate on the injury to his brain. But they need to get him off the ventilator before they know for certain how serious the damage has been.
Yeah, fine. Does he recognise him?
Yeah, I've just been talking to him and...
Yeah, good. Right. Does he know where he is?
And asked if... Not really, but I asked if he's going to be a good boy and he nodded.
Yeah, right. Good. Sedation is being weaned down, so what's he on at the moment?
I think he's still on some morphine and midazolam. Yeah?
Can you move these fingers? Can you move this finger? Yeah?
Can you move your fingers, this doctor?
Can you move this hand for me? He's a bit sort of...
He's still a bit drowsy.
Yeah, a bit drowsy. It's nice and comfortable, I think. Fine. Good.
He's Been moving quite a bit earlier on, but...
Right. Yes, we're going to start sort of weaning further off from the ventilation. He's, as you know, we've got him on a lower rate of ventilation from the machine now, and he's putting in some of his own breaths occasionally, and we've reduced the amount of sedative drugs he's on. And then ultimately, we should be in a position, you know, sometime over the next 24, 48 hours to take the tube out, all being well.
Right, so this is the intensive care area.
Yeah. This is where you go to for day case surgery.
That's right, yeah. And we're looking to an expansion of intensive care from 5 beds at the moment up to 7 or 9 over the next 18 months or so. And to achieve that expansion, we're proposing to move intensive care upstairs. I mean, I think we're going to have to keep some flexibility in terms of capacity, because we've got to obviously keep the services running while we're doing all these changes. It's going to take about 2.5 years, so we're looking at spending up to 6 million on the whole thing. There's no doubt been occasions when I've shown a slightly hard edge on 1 or 2 things. Somebody said to me shortly, not a long time ago, well, of course, now you know your honeymoon is over. In the sense that, you know, people have been nice to me for the first few months here, and they were now likely to start being a bit more difficult with me. And as I said to that person, yeah, but the hospital's honeymoon is over as well. And I think that's the way I see it.
Okay, you'll need to shout us there.
He is very sure about what he wants, and he certainly lets people know.
Yes.
We have to make him have some kind of normal meal times like the other children do.
What happens if you don't get your snack, Michael?
I'll just shoot him. I'm gonna get a gun.
I hope that as Michael gets bigger, as he gets more in control, that he will learn to approach things sensibly, and that he hasn't been too spoiled and managed to manipulate people into getting things his own way to his own damage.
You were upset this morning, weren't you?
What was the matter this morning?
Didn't want to clean your teeth, did you?
Well, you're not getting your own way. Well, it's all very much better than it was 3 weeks ago. You're eating better than you've ever done. And when you're eating enough, you've got to promise you're going to do it when you go home.
We just had a nice long sleep.
Spike has started responding to things, and the doctors are hopeful that the injury to his brain is limited. It's now time to bring him off the ventilator.
Waking up now. He's had a bit of a fight with a car, and I think the car won.
Okay.
Good boy.
That's time to give him a
Let's see what we've got down there.
Yeah. Right, there you go.
Really big cough coming now. Good boy. Good boy.
Oh, I think they're almost there, aren't they? Okay. We'll give him another sort of a suck in a moment, and then we'll prepare for extubation.
What's that?
Taking the tube out.
There
There you
Good
go.
man. Well done.
Yeah. It's out now, baby.
There you go.
You going to say hello to Mummy?
You'll probably not. It's okay. It'll take him a little bit of time to get over this. You'll
You need a bigger mask,
yeah, slightly bigger mask.
You sure? Okay, honey, you're doing all right. Yes, it's all right.
You're better now, hey? Look at me. Let me see them big blue eyes. Hey? Haven't seen them for 3 days.
Do I want to run or so say, oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to run or so
Yeah! Michael, good morning. Have you had your breakfast? How is he eating?
Oh, he's eating fine, but he coughed and vomited it all back.
He coughed. Has he been?
Coughing episodes, and he vomited
But
it
he's
back.
only sick with coughing episodes. And his weight has been pretty well stable over the last week, sort of up and down, but is he eating a reasonable diet?
Have you watched this one now?
We've been very thorough with him about it, but he is.
Right. And he has on that managed. Is he ready to try doing this at home?
No, don't like
You don't want to go home? Oh, do you like it here too much? But do you think you might be going home soon? No.
We've got to get him tried at home to see
Yeah,
whether he will
definitely.
behave.
Yeah.
Because there isn't time for tantrums or special feeding at home.
No.
There's a lot. There's brothers and sisters to be looked
Yeah,
after as well.
certainly is. Which may be a
and
problem.
We are going to have to make arrangements for his mother to come up and see how he will eat with her.
Just take that whole thing out of them. He won't. I'm so... Right.
There's too much on there.
It's Alice.
Hiya. How you doing? Is this your sister, Mike?
Yeah.
Does she look like you? Hey? Right, I think he still will need stretching, but he's doing really well with his meals. I mean, he's done so well on this admission that I think he will do okay. You know how nice eating is now, don't you? And he did sign this agreement to say that he wouldn't throw a temper tantrum, didn't you? If you didn't get your own way.
Right, put that one down there.
Yeah.
Put that on round my neck. Right. OK, here we go.
Further scans have revealed that the damage to Spike's brain is limited. But he is having problems remembering things and will need to be assessed for further treatment. He's now being transferred to Kingsmill Hospital in Mansfield to recover from his other injuries.
Yep.
Michael is returning home for Christmas. He's doing well, but will be back at the Children's Hospital for another operation on his food pipe in the new year.